After months of closed beta, PISTA Motorsport has finally hit early access on Steam, so it's playable now for everyone who's willing to fork up just under 15 bucks. Very decent price, also very decent hardware specs. Check out the article on our website for that, or the Steam page, of course, it's listed there. I've been playing a preview version, or an early alpha build, I think it was called at the time still, about 3 months ago. And yeah, curious to see what happened since then. It should be a little more developed, I'd hope. Exciting cars, largely unknown tracks too, unless you are an aficionado of the Argentinian domestic racing scene. But without further ado, let's jump into the game. Let's check out the garage here. We have Formula 3 Metropolitana. Pretty cool little formula car. It's not exactly a showroom per se, because you can't really do anything here, but you can view the cars. We have a Turismo Pista 3, which carries Toyota branding. I've never seen that model though, but it looks like, you know, with its little go-kart tires, not bro-kart as you might be able to see here. The pro cars are pretty good fun from what I remember. Yeah, they look pretty cool. They're not as fast as they look, but still pretty good fun. Nice engine sounds and everything, so gonna be taking a look at that for sure. And then we have more cars coming very soon. REG Simulations have announced on the Steam page as well that there will be free content added. Same goes for tracks. Interesting that you can already set the weather, to be honest. So you can just set cloud coverage here. Can set track wetness here as well, and time and time scale, which is for an early access pretty good, I'd say. And here we go with the tracks. We have the Autodromo Rosario, the Autodromo Muras La Plata, with multiple layouts, it would seem. Largo con Chicana and Corto. San Nicolas, also Largo and Perimetral. That looks like fun, actually. Bit of a crooked oval, if you will. And then we have one that some of you might know, Termas de Rio Hondo. That's been, I think that's an AMS2 as well, for instance, and it's been one of the more modern tracks in Argentina. We could just do La Plata Corto for now, see what that is gonna be like. Alright, let's load into a session here. Okay, so we can change tires here, dry and wet, I assume. Aero, it does not have any to speak of. Suspension, okay, we can change that. Nice. Spring rates as well. Gearbox 2. Brake pressure and bias, very nice. Extras, it doesn't have any. And we can already load and save setups, that's nice. We have this neat little track walk feature that I do remember from the preview version, which is essentially just that. You can actually walk the track before you start driving. Now, let's do the Fiat. Yeah, sound does seem pretty good. Yeah, that sounds like a battle box, if I've ever seen one, or heard one. Does it have a pit limiter though? I'm not too sure. I can go past 60, so I guess not. Oh dear. That's a weird pit exit, but alright. Alright, get the gear in. I think the road feel could use a little more detail. The curbs are good, but the road, I don't know if that's actually the case at this track or not, but the road feels, well, here it's a bit more, like there's a bit more happening in the steering, I guess. I was about to say, I'm not sure if maybe the track itself is just as smooth as it seems here, but it works for now. Let's just say that. It conveys what the car is doing, which is always good. As you could see, I could already catch it a couple of times, save it from sliding away. We have basically 2 game modes, those being free practice, which I'm doing right now, and a time trial, which is, I assume, very similar or even the same, just with an online leaderboard. Okay, so 123.9, that's what we managed so far. For a bit of a contrast, let's hop into the F3 car, because why not? That should be fun. Our little Formula 3 Metropolitana car. I think that's an 8-shifted car as well. It do be sounding angry. And I think we might have to shorten the gear ratio a little bit. It's shaking like crazy. Alright, damage test. Get the fingers out of the wheel because it might hurt. Ooh, not a great impact. If that was real, that would have been very concerning, but yeah, we're fine. So no damage model to speak of yet, I think. Let's see if we can actually feel any difference in the car. Now I got dirty tires now, but I think apart from that, everything's fine. Okay, so we're here in our creatively named Chevrolet Chevy. It does look a bit old school. The cars, for one, but yeah, I think graphics-wise as well, in a way. We've already established that its visuals aren't the strong point of the game, but in some circumstances, I think it looks really good. And the sun reflecting of the puddles in the water and everything is one of these. This is a good showcase for the reflections. Just look at the hood and everything. And I think I'm sailing off the track again, but again, it's actually dynamic. It's not some pre-rendered stuff that it just kind of looks like your surroundings. It's actually your surroundings, which is really nice. The cool thing about this is it also has VR already. And I think I'm gonna try and see if I can actually make that work now. Okay, so where's my mouse at though? Or does this work? Oh, it works with the VR controller actually. Interesting. I kinda need to recenter this though, because that's not quite working. Ooh, it's really rough to actually read here. Why is it like this? Nice roof and everything, but I kind of want to be in the car. Can we actually do that? Why not? Yeah, that's not ideal. I kind of need to be in the car, really. That's a bit of an issue right now, actually. The game doesn't have an option to recenter stuff, it would appear. So, let's have a little chat here about PISTA Motorsport in early access. First of all, most importantly, the driving. I think that has a lot of potential. The cars all behave differently as you would expect them to do. Like the Fiat Uno we drove, no aero, a boxy little car with the front wheel drive, and it acted as such. You could actually save slides by just steering into them and flooring the throttle, which is nice. Then you have the F3 Metropolitana, which we can see here. It's light, it's more agile, it has less downforce than you might think, so that can actually come back to bite you. You really have to watch out in that regard. And of course, I think my highlight of this was the Pro car, which sounded amazing, which drove really, really fun, and I think it had the most FFB detail as well, because that's something some of the other cars seem to be lacking a little bit, like the detailed road feel and stuff. It's there sometimes not so much. Visually, it's got a lot to improve, of course. I mean, you can tell in some places that it's not that super high fidelity, but you have to remember that it's a small indie team that is doing this. The thing that they really did well is the reflections. So if you have a shiny livery like this, or some puddles or water on the track, it's not like canned pre-rendered scenes that kind of look like the environment or anything in there, but it's reflecting what you would see there. So that's always cool to see. I think because of this, it has a lot of potential for its visuals. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how that develops. Like I said, sound is pretty good as well, especially in the Pro car. And you know, the nice little mechanical sounds when shifting the car, for instance, they are really good already. I liked some of the smaller details they've already added, like the drone flying over the track sometimes. You know, these little things are already kind of nice to see in an early access, and yeah, I hope they can improve on it. Yeah, game modes, there aren't that many yet, so we have time trial and test drive. I'm not too sure where they differ just yet. They mentioned an online leaderboard that I just couldn't find yet, but maybe there's gonna be some sort of feature to unlock that soon. I don't know. In general, I think it's on a good path here for an indie developer trying to showcase the world of racing in Argentina, which is probably entirely new territory to most of us. So yeah, gonna be interesting to keep an eye on this. VR, unfortunately, I couldn't get to work just yet, for the simple reason that it wouldn't center. There really needs to be an option to recenter your view. That would be immensely helpful. Other than that, it just, you know, started up fine in VR and just worked, from what I could tell, anyway. So it's good to see that they actually create this with VR in mind already. So yeah, looking forward to more improvements in that regard. So this is PISTA Motorsport in early access. A pretty valiant effort so far, I think. There's a lot of potential, like I mentioned, and yeah, hope to see more from the REG Simulations soon in that regard. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.